Aloha, it's Tia Carrere, and I'm wearing my Converse, and you are watching Taboo's Comics and Kicks. Aloha.
Hola, mi gente. Welcome to another exciting episode of Taboo's Comics and Kicks. Okay. Take another breath. This is the third breath I've taken in an episode because this relative, this friend, this sister has been such an inspiration throughout the years. When I first met her, just good people, good energy, great aloha. She's just a person that inspires the world through her love for the island, her love for her people, the love for being Filipino, the love for her music. We're going to talk about that. The love for her acting. She's an amazing actress. I'm proud to call her my sister. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the iconic Tia Carrere.
Oh, my goodness.
You know why this episode is big for us, Tab?
What?
She's our first lady.
Woo!
Oh,
That means something. That means something. That means we gotta continue.
We got daughters, so
we gotta continue chipping away at matriarchs.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna dive right into it. First of all, thank you, sis. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me. This place is wonderful. I did not know. See, downtown LA has these gorgeous gems that you just have to uncover in your travels. And people don't know about,
for sure.
It's on the down low.
Yeah, it's cool though, because this is kind of like our clubhouse.
It looks like a clubhouse. I want to come and play.
Yeah, it's built with nostalgia. You represent
A nostalgia also.
No, but you also represent now. In the sense of, we'll talk about the big business that you've embarked on with beautiful journey. But let's start at the beginning. Tia, were you born in the Philippines or Hawaii, or what? Tell us a little about your backstory.
I was born and raised in Honolulu, Hawaii, my hometown. So was my aloha. And so was my mom, so was my grandma. And my dad's side came from the Philippines.
Nice.
He came over from Occidental Mindoro.
Wow.
Visayan. And I was there. I was born and raised in Hawaii, and then got discovered in a grocery store in Waikiki. That's how I got my first movie. A producer's mother and father approached me and said, "Darling, you're gorgeous. You should be the lead of my son's movie." And that's how I got my first movie. Got my Screen Actors Guild union card and moved to Hollywood.
What was the movie?
Dope.
It was called Aloha Summer, and I was 17 years old. Wow. Yeah.
That's
crazy.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing because we see your journey as an actress, but also what I want the world to know is your singing.
Yeah.
Your singing, I got the honor and a privilege to work with you on a song that we wrote not too long ago. And let's talk about.
I wish we could put that out there.
I know,
it was so
will.
great. Thank you for inviting me to sing on that.
Dude,
this song is so awesome.
Yeah, it's called Someday. And
So
Can
awesome.
we get like an a cappella verse and a hook or something? I mean,
It's so good though. I hate to do it a disservice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fair
you
enough.
got to hear it.
Fair enough.
I'll play it for you. But that being said, I want Tia to dive, before we go into the acting world, let's talk about your upbringing as a singer. Like, were you a child singer singing in Honolulu? Were you doing any shows, talent shows? Talk about that.
When I was 11 years old, my grandma took me to my first singing lesson. And, they're like, she's really good. She's got a gift and blah, blah, blah. And I entered all the talent contests at the local malls, at like Ala Moana Center, at the Kahala Shopping Center, and all the schools in Hawaii. There was this competition called Brown Bags to Stardom. And all the high schools would compete against each other, and the winners would play at the Waikiki Shell, which is like 7,000 people.
Wow.
So when I was like 14 or 15, I performed in front of 6,000 people, at the Waikiki Shell. And Daniel Ho and I, who have subsequently gone on to travel the world, and we're still going on tour later this year, won a bunch of awards. We started playing at the Waikiki Shell when we were 15.
Okay, so she's being humble. This girl is a Grammy award-winning singer, ladies and gentlemen. You know her accolades as an actress, but let's talk about Daniel Ho and his guidance and his contribution to to the whole essence of what the island represents and the style of singing that you guys were inspired by. Like, what was the thing that inspired you to sing? Like, what style of music was it?
For me, it was like whatever was on the radio that a female was singing. That's how I'd practice my singing, But Daniel Ho and I forgot some ballad that we performed. And we first got together in jazz orchestra, and he did all the charts for the whole orchestra at like 15 years old. So he's kind of like a musical genius. And I auditioned to be the singer for the orchestra. And we used to do gigs around town at like the military, officers club and different places. And then subsequently we entered that talent contest and sang a ballad and, represented our schools. And then when we moved to Hollywood, he said, hey, let's do a record of our favorite songs from childhood. So I said, I love Pupu Hinu Hinu, and I love Hi'ilave and Aloha Oi and all these great songs. And he said, yeah, let's just do that. So we recorded it and we got nominated for a Grammy.
That's dope.
And then we recorded a second record. And then, he wrote a bunch of original stuff with this professor of Hawaiian language from University of Hawaii, and the Amy Ku'ulealoha Stillman, a beautiful lyricist. So she translated all the stuff from English to Hawaiian. And the second record we won a Grammy. And I was co-hosting. So I was giving away awards to everybody at the pre-telecast. And then the third one nominated and the fourth one won again. So it's been
two-time Grammy winner.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's special because you know a person for one thing, but the fact that they've made it in multiple forums and medias, not only as an actress, but as a singer. Like for me, that's inspirational because again, your leadership for girls as a beautiful Native woman from Hawaii. Bro, like let's keep it a buck. The island preservation is important because you stand with the island people, you stand with the Filipinos, you advocate for a lot of
First Nations up in Canada,
we met at one of the
underrepresented, demographics. It's like we don't have to be the background of other people's movies. We can be front and center and make $1 billion like Lilo and Stitch made today.
Let's go.
Lilo and Stitch, starring people from Hawaii. We can sell through. You don't have to sideline us to be the backup, singers, the supporting acts. It's like the story could be a Hawaiian story. It could be a Native story. It could be a Filipino story. And we are there for it. And we will show up and we will spend our hard-earned dollars and support. And that's the key. I've always said that.
That's dope.
Well, my daughter and I spent quite a bit of money into the billion. We contributed.
There's a lot of merchandising for Lilo and Stitch.
No doubt. It's dope because, since you're segueing into the acting, we're gonna go into the movie that really put you on the map. And for me growing up, when I saw Wayne's World and I saw a Filipina actress, I was like, yo, this is dope. As a matriarch representing in a freaking, like a white world.
There's a white world, yeah.
White world. Let's
the
keep it a
female
buck.
lead of a major studio picture.
Major studio.
The first time.
And it was beautiful because the representation, like I'm a girl dad, as you are.
Yeah.
And for our daughters to see representation on the big screen, they have to see it.
They have to see it.
So let's talk about
what's possible.
What that was like for you, Tia, coming from, like Hawaii and being on the big screen and, having Dana Carvey and Mike Myers. And you're going to bat with these guys. And it's like Tia's toe to toe with these dudes. What was that like for you?
It's so funny because I just drove down from Ojai just like a little while ago because I was doing a screening up there of Wayne's World 33 years later. And the producer, Hawk Koch, he invited me to do this Q&A. And so this is all fresh in my mind. I remember when I first got the job and I would see the same 5 girls in the room auditioning for all the jobs because there wasn't that much. There was nobody that looked like us on screen, and certainly not as a female lead of a studio picture.
Right.
And they probably wouldn't have if Mike Myers, Bonnie and Terry Turner hadn't expressly written the role as Asian rock and roll chick, that it had to be that. It was a storyline because we speak Chinese in the script. So there's no way they could change it. It was life-changing for me and to hear subsequently the past number of decades, young girls, young women saying, you know what, when I saw you on screen, I knew it was possible. I knew that I could dream big dreams and, that there's a place for us in Hollywood, in show business, shining in the light, not just in the background and dreaming like other people's stories. So that really touches me because I don't think of myself as a matriarch or a trailblazer or any sort of icon like that. I'm just a working stiff, just trying to do good work and to continue to do that for many, many years and now decades later. But I realize that on the weight of my shoulders is the people that come after.
Of course.
So I love that I got to, by being part of these successful, projects, getting to open up more opportunities for the girls and women that come behind me. And I'm very grateful.
It's beautiful because you share the same, kind of the same path that my brother Dante Bosco shared when he was part of the Steven Spielberg movie Hook with Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman and Julia Roberts, being the first American film on the big screen as Rufio, and seeing you on the big screen, a male and a female, like the dream of being able to have representation as a brown kid, as a kid from East LA, just looking to like, how am I going to make it as a dancer? Am I going to make it as a MC or actor? Like those hopes are things that validate us when we see heroes on the big screen. Who are some of your heroes growing up?
Oh, geez. I loved Donna Summer because I was a singer. And like,
Donna Summer.
Someone found the letter you wrote me on the radio.
Hey.
One of the most beautiful voices.
You know what I noticed? My wife's Filipino too. I don't know a Filipino who can't sing. They all can sing.
Karaoke.
Sing and dance.
They
Manny
all
Pacquiao.
can sing. Like my wife's an amazing singer too. I'm like, this is disgusting.
Yeah, don't do any karaoke parties in your house.
Try.
Okay, so continue, Donna Summer.
But I mean, Donna Summer, geez. I mean, Whitney Houston, of course. But in Hawaii, there were the Hawaiian singers like Melvin Lead and Nohelani Cipriano and this big, beautiful woman, Loyal Garner, who had gorgeous voices. You would never know who they are if you weren't in Hawaii, but they're such amazing singers and musical backgrounds in Hawaii. All my family get-togethers when I was a kid, it was like one great big luau with a talent show associated. So everybody from each family, you had to dance hula, you had to sing a song, you had to play guitar or ukulele. That was what you had to do. You had to bring your talent to share with everyone. Like everybody brought a plate to share with their family.
That's dope.
Yeah. I love that.
Speaking about a plate, I got a question.
Okay.
Because my sis just did a great movie that my daughter, she's picky with movies, but she loves watching this movie. Along with my other brother, Jo Koy. Tita. I loved her character in that. And it was about, family, Easter Sunday, Filipino family coming together. What was that like working with my brother, Jo Koy, who happens to be my son Journey's Ninong? What was that like?
Oh my gosh, wow. Yeah. Fantastic. I didn't know that. Yeah. So I met Joe long time ago. He was working in Vegas. He was working at a hotel.
Right.
And I was checking in, doing a project there, doing some TV show. And we had a long conversation about how he wanted to be a comic and, his mom wanted him to be a nurse. And like, so that's real. That's true. Facts. It wasn't made up. And I just said, if you can't imagine your life any other way, you owe it to yourself to do this, to follow this through. And then cut to years later, he was opening for John Lovitz over at Laugh Factory. And I didn't recognize him because, his head was bald and he didn't have his glasses on anymore. And he goes, I met you in Vegas. Like, oh my gosh, wow, congratulations, you're doing it. I said, you killed it tonight. You were amazing. And, he's a huge star. Then cut to, I guess it was we were still in COVID times. And I got the call that they were doing this movie up in Vancouver and Jo Koy was doing it. I'm like, yes, of course. That's 100%. Dope. And so there was another part, but then that one, it was different. So anyway, I ended up playing this other part, which is fantastic. Tita Teresa. And we got to add a little flavor to it and, butt heads with the mom character. Yeah. I mean, I love the mom character, but physically I don't match the mom character. So
my favorite part, I'm going to be biased B. My favorite part in the movie when Tita Teresa and the mom are singing, I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. They're singing the song.
Tonight's going to be a good night.
Yes. So it was dope because to see that it showed the love even with separation and divide and like bumping heads, music brought them together. And guess what? It was a Black Eyed Peas song that brought them together.
And we fought for that song too. We were like, hey, it has to be this song. Joe's
That's
like,
dope.
it has to be that song. Not gonna be any other song.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know, Castle's music store that's been around for 78 years just closed forever this past weekend. And their last day open, they had 2 screenings back to back of Wayne's World. And I surprised everybody by showing up.
Oh,
yeah,
great.
and they're like, we're not worthy, we're
That's
not
cool.
worthy, we suck. And it was hilarious. And also, you know, sad. So the owner, we were kind of tearing up because just, I remember walking through this hallway 33 years ago and going to do this scene, and nobody knew anything about this little movie called Wayne's World. And I'm just trying to get the line right. You know, I'd raise the bridge, fall down the nut, and take the buzz out the low E. You know, it's like, and it's still stuck in my head now, you know,
That's
decades later, because it was such a pivotal moment of being this strong rocker chick and maybe kind of fronting a little bit because I wasn't a strong rocker chick. I was just a shy little, scared little girl from Hawaii that was going, here I go. I'm going to act the best I can, you know?
That's dope. My producer B is bringing up the scene where you and Mike Myers are speaking. There's a dialogue happening on the bed.
Yeah.
Can you
camera
talk about,
one?
Yeah, camera one,
two.
camera two.
Camera one?
Yeah.
Camera two.
Yeah. So talk about that moment. Like, what was that like, setting that up? Was there any funny banter? Was there jokes being made while you were laying there?
I mean, okay, so love scenes are always so awkward. But this was super innocent.
Yeah.
But I mean, still, the case maybe like his wife was still sitting on set and I'm like laying in the bed and he's just in his underpants. And I mean, he's just supposed to be distracting me while I'm on the phone doing business. And he's like trying to be all sexy, you know, Mr. President, happy birthday. And he's wearing my bra and all kinds of stuff like that. It was so ridiculous. But it was, I think the thing that was amazing is like now, decades later, people still go camera one, camera two, camera one, camera two. I mean, I think there were so many moments like that in the movie that resonated with people that they still take with them today, like, yeah, as if, no way, way. I mean, people still use these terminologies today. They coined these phrases 33 years ago, which just boggles the mind.
One of the things that I remember of the movie as a musician is the Bohemian Rhapsody. Like for me, that was an epic moment because I remember the falsetto and just the way that Freddie Mercury delivered that song, Queen. But then seeing, you know, the interpretation of the characters in Wayne's World delivering that. What did you feel when you saw that, when you saw it back?
Well, I remember when I read the script, I was like, oh my gosh, Scaramouche, can you do the fandango? Because I'm like, I love this song. First of all, I was always a fan of that song. But then to see it like written out and then to see them acting it out and the headbanging and all that, it was sort of a time, interestingly enough, that Queen had fallen out of favor. People really had left them behind at this point. This caused a resurgence of their career,
that was dope.
Which is kind of trippy. That's how a movie can help affect, you know, pop culture and music. It brings it into another era. So that song, I was just doing this Q&A up in Ojai talking about the movie. The producer said, Bohemian Rhapsody only cost them like 10 grand.
For license,
I was
for
like,
sync.
10 grand licensing of the original recording of Bohemian Rhapsody. That's insane. That would be like hundreds of thousands of dollars today because that song is so
if not
huge.
More.
Yeah. Sync and licensing,
Sync
for those
licensing,
people that don't know, sync and licensing is when you are able to sign off on having your song synced in a movie, on a television show or in a commercial. And that's big publishing royalty, as we've said in previous episodes.
And the process is hard too because everybody who's affiliated with the song has to
Oh
sign
yeah,
off.
if there's multiple writers, you got to get
producers,
sign offs.
engineers. It's like, it's not an easy process to get done.
So
but
this show is dedicated to storytelling, of course, intrinsic to comics, kicks and
Kicks,
yeah,
my
kicks. Let's talk about your kicks.
I cleaned up my kicks today.
Let's talk about those Converse. Have you been a Converse fan for a long time, or is there other sneakers that you go to?
I have to say, Converse, until they designed this shoe, I found them a little flat and a little not enough cushion. So I really was happy when they came up with this
A
era.
little thicker sole.
Yeah, probably, no doubt, influenced by the Balenciaga era.
Oh, that's right. The thick, chunky shoes.
But this, I also designed another one online. It was like Converse.com. You can make your own.
Oh, you designed those yourself?
Yeah, you could do it with like different fabrics.
that's
And
dope.
I did another with like a shiny black denim and gold grommets.
Nice.
And yeah, it's pretty cool. And you can do different color stars on the back. So I don't know if you can still do it on Converse.com, but I love these for fashion anytime.
Yeah.
But for my sports, I love using these shoes, Hokas.
Oh, the Hokas, the running
You
shoes,
can
right?
run 150 miles, those big long multi-day races. That's how I got turned on to them. I guess they're made in like Colorado or something like that.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
they're
they've
really
been around
cushy.
forever, right?
They have?
Like 15 years.
Yeah, something like that.
Almost 20 years. Yeah. I looked it up because I was like, where's this crazy? I was like, oh, they've been around since like 2010.
Yeah, I barely found out about them recently.
Most of us.
Because
did.
most people started rocking them for running.
Maybe because we're getting older.
They're really good for running and
Yeah.
like long distance stuff,
So, Kicks, are you also a fan of any storytelling, comics, or anything that you grew up with, like in Hawaii? Was there any?
The best Hawaiian comic that I remember in childhood was this guy named Reiplinger. And he had a very short period of time in his career. But if you can find his recordings, he was really like the George Carlin of Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
But he died very young. But yeah, he has this song where the sounds of Filipino names, like saying that they sound like chimes, like bagaong, bagaong,
right. Yeah.
makadang dang, makadang dang, salang sang. And he did like this whole droning on sort of like chime song with the rhyming scheme of a Filipino last name, which was hilarious, And he had another one about like local people answering like the room service, like, hello, room service, can I help you? And it's like the sassy room service guy's like, hello, this is Mr. Fogarty in 327. I'd like a cheeseburger, French fries, and a Coca-Cola. Okay, so let me get this straight. Is that one hamburger with cheese or that one cheeseburger? It's like, wait. We got one special. We get pickled pig's feet and we got this. And I was like, oh, it's hilarious because it's this room service person, but Reiplinger, check him out.
So that's a comic. What about comic books? Any
Books.
comic books or any animated series that you grew up with in Hawaii that you were drawn to? Cartoons growing up?
Cartoons. I mean, I'm pretty straightforward with my, Scooby-Doos, and I ended up doing Scooby-Doo.
What?
I played Fred's mom in the Mystery Machine.
Can you do that voice? What was her voice?
I'm
like?
just normal, her normal
Just
voice,
you?
like, Fred, what are you doing? Just the really, straightforward. But I loved playing the Queen of Mars in a show called Duck Dodgers.
Oh, Duck Dodgers.
And yeah,
Duck
with
Dodgers,
Daffy Duck and Marvin the Martian. And I got to sing on that show and like, we are pleased. I want his head on a platter. Just like very, very arch and very
that's
deep
dope.
and very, the
love
Queen
that.
of Mars was fun to play.
So that was Scooby-Doo, Queen of Mars. Has there been any
Straight up Warner Brothers cartoons.
Yeah.
All the, the Road Runner, Wile E. Coyote, the skunks? What are and Chip and Dale and
Oh, you did
the
that
Warner
too?
Brothers. No, that's what I grew up watching.
Oh, okay, that.
But I ended up playing Scooby-Doo and Queen of Mars and
Scooby-Doo. Did you like the original Scooby-Doo where it was like before they got into like Scooby-Dum and right?
No.
The OG.
No
The OG,
Scrappy,
bro,
no
the
Scrappy
OG.
Doo
Yes,
and no
yes,
like
yes.
Sassy and please.
It got a little bit over the top.
They jumped the shark on
They
that one.
did. Okay, so now we got to go into, because you talked about Scooby-Doo, you talked about the Duck Dodgers. Now let's go with the big gun, Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, that was something. I guess it was 23 years ago. I got a call that they were doing a movie, animated feature in Hawaii, and the director is Dean DeBlois and Chris Sanders. Chris Sanders does a voice for Stitch also. Wanted to meet with me to talk about this character and this world. And I said, what's the name of it? And they said, Lilo and Stitch. I was like, that doesn't sound like any Hawaiian characters I've ever known. But then I went and had dinner with them, I guess somewhere in Pasadena. And they said, this is a story. It's like two sisters and the parents are no longer there. They passed away and the social services is going to take the sister away from the older sister. I'm like, wait, is this a cartoon or is this a Jerry Springer episode?
Right.
Because this is crazy.
It sounds crazy. Yeah.
It is. It's a crazy story when you say it, when you read it on paper, when you say it out loud. But ultimately, they said, how would you say this? And I said, how would you play this kind of character? And I said, in Hawaii, there's kind of like this pidgin English. You kind of talk like that. Like if you're from Hawaii, you know that the brada talk like that, But I said, I don't want to make it too heavy where it's off-putting to other people that don't understand. Because if you don't understand, not gonna listen, brah. So I just put a little flavor of like, hey, Lilo, you Lolo, do you want social services to take you away? There's a little bit of a sing-song in the pidgin English.
Yeah.
And pidgin English was born of all the different ethnicities working the plantations that didn't speak each other's languages. And so they found this broken English to meet in the middle and understand each other, which I love, the beauty of finding that common ground amongst all the different ethnicities, because we're working on the plantation.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like East LA. We just released a song, East LA, and predominantly, Mexican-American community. A lot of us have Spanglish. And be like, nah, tú sabes qué? Like, yeah, right there. Like when I go to like Lorena Street, we like Kaile when we're coming over here. Like there's a mix between English and Spanish, but it's not proper Spanish. Because there's like something that happens to your throat right here when you're like, what's up, dog? Like, nah, like we're chilling over here. Like there's something that happens.
And it's something new and completely different, born of a need to communicate.
Exactly.
And I love that, because we want to come together. We want to connect. And that's the thing that people forget. It's like, as they always other people, it's like, they're not us, they're the other, No, our natural instinct is to connect.
And it's beautiful because then you have a cultural exchange and a exchange of information. So people
and good food too. In Hawaii, the food's the best because of all like Filipino, Chinese, Portuguese, Japanese.
It's dope.
Hawaiian.
I miss Hawaii. I remember performing there with the Peas, and the first time we did that, actually Jason Momoa, he was a teenager, and he introduced us. We saw him not too long ago.
Because he was on Baywatch. He started on North Shore.
North Shore
TV show in Hawaii.
So he's like, yo, I introduced you guys in the Far Side and De La Soul. And we're like, what? Jason Momoa, he's like, yeah, I was a little kid. We're like, damn, Black Eyed Peas is old. We're like, damn, we're old.
We're not getting into that conversation because I preceded you by like 10 years.
It's all good. We still rocking, sis.
I don't think you guys are old. You guys just started young, Tab.
We
That's
did.
What it is.
We started at 19,
Yeah, you were kids, essentially.
I met Will and Apple when we were 17.
Yeah, I started when I was 17.
Yeah.
It's not like you were, like we were talking about earlier, Morgan Freeman, who started in his 40s and got his break later in life.
Did he?
Oh, yeah.
He
got
Morgan
his break
Freeman?
And like in his 40s, right, Storms? Sounds,
I didn't know that. Gene Hackman did too.
Yeah, some of these guys didn't get their break. And that's why it's like, if you love what you do, figure it out.
Yeah, it's dope because in acting, there's no age limit. You could come in here and be a voiceover actor. And
Asian don't raise
in the music
There's a role for
industry,
everyone.
that's a different story. You can't be rocking as an old dude, coming into the industry as an older cat, especially in pop music. You know what I'm saying? There's like we've been able to reinvent ourselves. We've been able to reinvent ourselves because we're competitive, and Will's always like in the studio, so he continues to chase what's in the pulse of the world, but then always wanting to add on to how do we continue to diversify not just the music space, technology, acting, content creating. That's why I think this podcast was important.
Culture and art.
So that people can understand storytelling from a perspective of like, I'm a fan first and foremost. I love toys, as you can see. I love
going to Comic-Cons because you can discover stuff like this that you can't get anywhere else.
Exactly. So this is like a small version of my overall vision of what I see in the future is like this show is just highlighting nostalgia And you, as a person that's present in 2025 with an amazing Lilo and Stitch movie that dropped and it's killing it, but also like seeing what it was like in the 90s and all the evolution of music and moviegoers. For you, what's your favorite era that you've been a part of?
Oh gosh. I mean, I think this era right now, especially as a woman, I feel like there's an empowerment, there's an acceptance, there's a self-acceptance in a way before we were sort of subject to what corporate America, middle America saw us as. Right. And you have to fit this cookie cutter view. Now, because there's more women that are earning money, that are want to be seen on screen as they are, there's more body acceptance. There's more like, more faces that look like us, different ethnicities and mixtures and blends, and in a way that we never had before. Right. Because I think the more that people put their money where their mouth is, start buying the stuff, start showing up to, go to see the movies and support the brands. And, Rihanna in the 80s, would she have been able to come up with a clothing line and a fragrance line and makeup line? It took us coming to this place where we're represented on screen, and then we became bigger on screen, and you see that we're a viable demographic that brings in money to the corporation, and then they'll invest it in somebody that has a line like that, and it's sort of like the growth and the evolution of maybe the commodification of our I don't know, the way we've come and grown into our own power, if that is. I mean, because women before, not so long ago, women couldn't even have a credit card without their husband. They couldn't have a house in their name without a husband. It's crazy when you think about that. Women couldn't vote. So now we've come to a place where women can be CEOs and, can head up billion-dollar companies. This woman who made her CC cream, her color correction makeup, It Cosmetics, in her garage with her husband, and they sold it for $1 billion to was it Estee Lauder or Lancome, one of those companies. So this is just getting to that place.
Beauty is the fact that we have showrunners that are females. Like for example, Spirit Rangers. I worked on a show called Spirit Rangers. I was a voiceover actor, and Carissa Valencia, who's a Shumash relative, she worked on Doc McStuffins with Chris Nee, who's another matriarch who's amazing in the Disney world.
Doc McStuffins.
Yeah, Doc
I went in for that.
McStuffins. So seeing matriarchs or women empower other young girls to say, like, we're not just going to be in the acting world, we're also going to be content creators, showrunners, directors. We're seeing a lot of that empowerment, which is important.
Like
again,
Ava DuVernay and Mindy Kaling.
Yeah, because we are girl dads. Like the late Kobe Bryant, we are girl dads. Yeah. And for me, as a person that has a platform, I always want to advocate for inspiration. So I want to thank you. I know that it's like we have limited time because I got to go be with my daughter.
I want to say one more thing just because you brought this up. I think the biggest change too is I feel like women are more supportive of women in today's time.
Yeah, there's a solidarity.
There was the transition that men needed to empower the women more too, but there was also women were almost dragging each other down too a little bit.
Yeah. There's only space for one of us on this dais. Like I'm gonna.
Yeah, and that's why I think now too, you see so many women shouting each other out on social media. And I think that's been the biggest change too. Women supporting women.
Yeah. It's
dope. That's a big deal.
It's dope. I want to take time to just acknowledge the relationship that I have with my sister Tia. She's been a great friend, but also a role model to a lot of actors and actresses to be able to strive to be a better version than you were yesterday. Continue striving to be on top of your game, whether you're doing voiceover, whether you're doing live action, singing. Are you doing any musicals?
Not currently, but I just recorded a new song I'm like excited about. It's sort of in that jazz space. I don't know how I'm going to put it out. It's like these days, without
Another
a label.
Grammy on the way is what she's saying.
Right? Spotify, Deezer.
I know.
We got to get our song out. So some days the song that we created, we try to have it.
Why are you holding it back? Just timing?
Well, we got to find a home for it. It's got to be the right
Yeah.
vehicle. It's like you got Tia Carrere, icon, and then you got me from the P's. It's like
Icon.
Okay, say it again.
Icon. Mr. Icon.
Right.
You're an icon, bro.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah.
You an icon.
He con, she con.
And you can argue with your
Icon.
mother.
So that being said, we got to find the right vehicle for it. We try to do it on the movie, but it's all good. It didn't happen. I know that if we put it out in the universe, the
What kind
energy.
of record is it? What's the message in it?
The message is
Uplifting, community.
We sampled
family.
Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
I love that song.
Yeah.
What's the guy from Hawaii? What a Wonderful World.
That's what we
ukulele.
sampled. We sampled Is.
What's his name? Oh,
Israel,
What's his full name?
Kamakavivole.
Yeah, I can never say his last name. I'm just gonna have you record it and I'll just play it. I love that song.
So
Brother is.
I'm just gonna play a little bit of it so you get the.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm
But you
saying?
gotta put it in all
I
sounding
love
all
that
nice
song.
and sweet.
All right,
In the,
so here
in the
we go.
beginning of the song, he says something Gabby, which is my daughter's name. So we always love that record
That's
together.
dope. So check it out.
Yeah.
Someday I wish upon a star. Wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops. High above the chimney tops, that's where
Tia killed it, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
find me.
I'ma live my life on a good note. I'ma spread a lot of love cause I'm hopeful. Someday, one day we gon' love again. No more wars, no more hate, no more fighting. I'm a champion of the idea of community. It takes a mighty strong village to find unity. I'm speaking to the whole world, I hope you're listening. Gotta make this place better for our children.
Someday, one day,
Recognize, man,
life is too short. Let's enjoy the ride. I'ma hop on the wave and
have a good time. Celebrating on the island
In the sunshine.
What a
Wake
great
up
record.
where the clouds are far behind
hey,
me.
we
Where
gon'
trouble melts like lemon drops. High above the chimney tops, that's where.
come on. One day we gon'
get it right. We want peace around the world, no need to fight. We respect everyone
for who they are
they're a beautiful example
of a shining star,
That's why I said love should be
prominent
cause we all God's creatures.
and it's dominant.
Turn this moment into momentum, no stopping it. And keep climbing up the mountain, stand on top of it. Cause one day, someday we're gonna meet again. So we can celebrate as one with every human. Every man, every child, every woman. And that day should be today, that's what I'm telling them.
Come on. The break is dope right here, the B section.
Isn't that great?
I love it.
Troubles melt like lemon drops. High above the chimney tops, that's where
Right here, the breakdown.
Someday, one day should be every day. Today is the day that we celebrate. Spread love, no hate, that's the only way. 'Cause today is the day that we celebrate.
Someday, one day.
Be every day. Today is the day that we celebrate.
Tia kills it right here. She goes off on it.
'Cause today is the day that we celebrate.
wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops. High above the chimney tops, that's where you find me.
Well, you didn't get a sample. You got the whole record, folks.
Yeah.
It's such a good song, though.
Bro,
So
Tia, we gotta
good.
figure that one out.
Yeah, you got to. You know what you should connect with is Eric and see if we can get to the studios to Warner, and that's I could hear that on any Disney.
Well, after
Warner
the Wicked
film.
comes out, after
yeah,
Wicked, after Wicked 2 comes out,
So that's what happened. We ran into that because that song is Somewhere Over the Rainbow from the
That's gonna
Wicked
be coming
franchise.
out in that movie,
From
for
the
sure.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
So they're like,
but
Wicked
after
is too
John
hot
Chu
right now.
releases that, maybe
Yeah.
I should like ask him to get together and play it for him.
That'll be dope. Yeah.
because that needs a home. That's such a good song.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
thing would be a massive global hit.
And it's a dope concept of Tia and I coming together, rocking for the world, and bringing that
Yeah.
message, positivity.
And it's one of the all-time. Like I said, we listen to that song all the time.
Yeah,
I love that record.
On that note, thank you, Tia, for being part of this
Thank
podcast.
you, Tab.
Love
this is
you.
awesome.
So, as we always do, we're very grateful to have you on the show. Everybody that comes on Taboo's Comics and Kicks, we like to gift them a gift. Give them a gift. So on behalf of the podcast and on behalf of your brother, I want to give this bag, this little special grab bag with the logo, Taboo, but also the shirt that we just put out our new single, East LA. Shout out to will.i.am. And this shirt is identical to the one that I'm wearing in the video. And it's basically, no one is illegal on stolen land.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so represent for our immigrant relatives, standing in solidarity as we always do, to show love. And then I also gave you a comic book. Thank you to Golden Apple Comics for this comic book. I was very blessed to be able to do Spirit Rider, Kashala, and that's one of the variants right there.
Spirit Rider.
Yep.
Thank you. Mahalo. Thanks for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. This is Tia Carrere, Taboo Nawasha, sending ultimate love. Thank you for tuning in to Taboo's Comics and Kicks. That's right, y'all. It's Taboo Nawasha, and I hope you enjoyed geeking out with me and going straight into geek mode. For more information, for more videos, subscribe, like, and comment. Share with your friends. Much love. There it is.
Comics and Kicks.